have a new world heavyweight champion, and bully, his name is Jey Uso.
What did you guys think of the match?
I thought it was a great way to start.
That was not the question.
I enjoyed the match.
Okay.
I liked it. I really did. I thought it was one of the highlights of the day.
Tommy?
Actually.
I enjoyed the match too. It was.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
My second favorite match.
Yep.
Just
Cool.
in-ring match.
The reason I specifically asked you this question, and I know, Dave, you're going to be like, oh, bully, the vocal minority. So many people on social media did not like the match, and I don't understand why.
I do.
Huh?
I do.
Well, other than the hate, the blah, blah, blah. Go ahead.
The fans over the last probably 3 or 4 months have wanted to see a bloodbath. They wanted to see main event Jey Uso attack Gunther like Gunther attacked him and his brother. They wanted to see him retaliate from all of the tough talk. There's nothing in life that pisses me off more than a dude that talks, well, I mean, you're average. I mean, I would be more threatened if you were a bigger guy. I would be more threatened if you had more money. I would be more threatened. They point out all your shortcomings or the things that they look at to belittle you. And then you don't give it back to them. Man, I want to hold them down and say, who the hell are you talking to?
I mean, Mark, we talked about on this show that there was a possibility we wouldn't get a clean finish in that match because maybe Jey Uso would get disqualified, because more important than the championship
Is the get back.
is the get back.
But that's the point. If you go with the get back, there's a chance that you do get disqualified and you can't win the championship. I'd like to see Jey Uso tie it all together on Monday night. I would love to hear Jey say, Gunther, I wanted to make you bleed. Gunther, I wanted to do to you everything that you did to me or my brother. In detail, map it all out, but then say, I knew beating you for that championship would mean more than making you bleed.
Wow, good, Bully. Good. Very good.
And that ties it all together, because we're sitting here wondering, or fans might be sitting here wondering, hey, why didn't you make him bleed? Hey, why didn't you do the same thing to him that he did to your brother? Well, here's why I didn't do those things.
And then you can tell him, but tonight, I'm not holding back. I want it. If I lose it, I lose it. But I'm finna get in that ass tonight. If I was you, I would call my loved ones because it's on site.
And, you talked about, doing it again right there on the spot. I'm a fan of an immediate rematch because I think it solidifies the championship. I would love for Jey Uso to cut that promo and say, Gunther, here's why I didn't do all these nasty things to you. But if you want a rematch tonight, come on out here and I'll give it to you. And let's do it no disqualification. Oh, however it is, and Gunther comes out, you have another match between Jey Uso and Gunther on live television. Jey Uso goes over again, so there's no doubting that Jey Uso's the man.
Amen.
Well, the other part of it, he beat him with his own finish.
Okay.
It'd be like me beating you with 3D or me beating Mark with the world's strongest slam. I did kind of trump you I beat you with your own move.
I get it. I'm just saying point counterpoint. It's not even point counterpoint. It's just a way to solidify Jay's victory.
I do like
if so many people are saying, "Oh, we don't agree with this," or "We didn't like this," or blah blah blah. Okay, well then, here's another version.
But it wasn't enough for me to say I didn't like the match. Like you just said, it's another way to go. Would I have liked to have seen a bloodbath? Sure. But the match was really good. I like what Tommy just said. He beat him with his own finish, and I thought they did. It was a hot way to start WrestleMania 41, and I think it was maybe the third best match on the show. But but whether it was second or third, I thought it was a great way to start. The fact that we didn't get blood and it didn't go that route wasn't enough to take me out of the element of enjoying that match last night, Tommy.
Me neither. They also, I mean, think of, again, this is longer term story. Gunther's going to get his rematch. Could you take this to a Hell in a Cell? Could you take this to another type of stipulation? You could go anywhere. They're going to now, here's your metric. Hey, is Jey Uso's merchandise sales, do they drop? Hey, do Jey, these are all things that they really have to see. Ratings, see where he's at. I would actually put him on last Monday, just for that celebration, for the people not to be tired, all that stuff. And what Bully had said and what you had said regarding the Paul Heyman thing, I think I'd either have Paul Heyman come out, stand in all his hatred. We do not see Seth, and Paul says either something or I'll see you Friday, because then he just dissed every single person that was there.
And another thing with Seth and Paul, it's not a given that we're going to see Seth aligned with Paul. Because what Paul did last night was return the favor. Now that the favor has been returned, maybe Seth doesn't want an alliance with Paul.
The way that shot ended WrestleMania, it makes me feel like they are going to be aligned. Now, let me ask you this, because I said earlier on in the show that I feel like you got to start off Monday Night Raw with Seth Rollins. If you're the WWE, are you starting off Raw with Seth Rollins, or are you starting off Monday Night Raw with your new World Heavyweight Champion?
I would say you start off with Jey Uso. Starting with Jey has worked for a while now. Get those people on their feet, get all that great positive energy in the building, and you can build throughout the entire show. There's a thread throughout the entire show of we're going to be hearing from Seth Rollins, or we're going to be hearing from Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman.
Mark, what would you start Monday Night Raw with, Jey Uso or Seth Rollins?
I would start it with Seth Rollins. And I would have Seth tell Paul, I don't trust you a lick. I mean, WrestleMania was obvious. It was obvious why I don't trust you. But you're going to do what I asked you to do. And you had a benevolent relationship with Roman Reigns. You have a loving relationship with CM Punk. I don't like you. You just supply an end to the means that I want. And you're going to do what I tell you. And I would have Seth be a tyrant. I wouldn't have him be, you're my tribal chief. You're going to tell me, you're going to give me. No, I tell you what to do. And you give Seth that power and let him build his power up to the point to where Paul is afraid of him. Now you got something.
What do you think?
He'll do whatever Seth tells him to do.
I already said I have Paul Heyman open Raw. I don't have Seth even there. I disrespect the people, especially that crowd after Raw is hot, and Paul does not pander to them. And Paul says, he's the wise man. He's the wisest man. You're disrespecting, and Seth ain't coming out. See you later. And then to using Jey to open has worked, but he's your champion now. So now you have to take that risk to see, okay, we don't have a rating system on Raw anymore, but do we have this audience that's holding out? That's if I'm booking it, because at the end of the day, the World Championship is the biggest story.